Hello, everyone. This is Akata Vesta again. Thank you for joining me. Today, I am going to talk about a topic that is quite embarrassing for me, but this is what I have downloaded in the last few days. And I think it is a topic of taboo that many of us are still going through this process of having difficulties to really face it in its deepest level. And in the last few days, I got to understand and see some of my past life. And I think this is a message for both sexes, men and women. Doesn't matter that if in this lifetime you are born as a man or a woman, we all have many past lives that we have been in both sexes. And what I was downloading, the understanding was about our karmic, sexual, and love bondage. How so? I think many of us in this lifetime, we come into this life embodiment with a certain set of memories in our DNA that influence our approach, our attitude, and also our belief toward sex and love. On top of that, depends on this life experience, the kind of family background that we come from, religious teaching, societal rules, or our day-to-day media influence that leads us to, in a way, to be succumb to a set of principles. And I dare say that all of these external factors, together with our past life experiences, we tend to forget or not truly embracing the real, the truth, the deepest meaning of sex and also love. They are, I think both sex and love are highly connected. And without going into, some people might have had really traumatic experience in this lifetime. I think that is totally another topic and it's not something to talk about in a general sense. I highly respect and have my compassion and my love to all of them if they have had experience that is traumatic, painful sorrow in their life. I am more touching in a sense that even to start with love, even in love, sometimes we think we have these falling in love feelings, emotions towards a person, and where we want to build a relationship upon with this person, or in some cases we don't even feel this kind of love, but we move on, keep going with this relationship, haven't really touching the heart of our heart. And this brings us into relationship and marriage that is malfunctioned, that is not aligned, may be full of arguments, fights, or we try to suppress of who we are for the sake of family, to keep everyone happy. The point is, at some moment in our life, if we are lucky, I think that is a kind of blessing. When we arrived into a stage that we really see the kind of relationship that we are in, that might be even lacking of respect, of mutual trust, of love gestures, and working towards a common goals for both people. In those moments, while we are going through it, that is painful, that is sorrow, that is a lot of hearts beating, and we always ask why this happened to me, that if this person is not meant to be in my life, why I am together with this person for so many years, and when we find out, we arrive to a point of separation. And even that, somehow the separation, the pain of separation is kind of trapping us into thinking, I really wanted to build a life with this person, but it doesn't work out. And we took it upon our shoulder as guilt, as not being able to fulfill this life path with the other person. That is the part of, and today I find so many of us being single, being alone, in solitude, in our healing journey, to be in a place that's searching for who we are, why we sacrifice who we are for the sake of another person or the family, to something that even not bringing any joy, not bringing any peace and love. And these sacrifices, from my own personal experience, also, I think it can be explained through our sexual beliefs. I don't know about you. Me, that is from, as someone from Hong Kong, from my parents. They are in their late 70s. My father was already dead. That I, from my culture, these Chinese cultures, we are not a family that has physical touch, that I have never been hugged by my parent. And the kind of sexual education, so to speak, from my parents are minimum, and all that come through are quite negatives. And even though I went away from my family when I was 18 to Australia, but those seeds planted from the early stage of my life, the constraint, the limitation from my culture had highly influenced how my attitude toward sexuality. And now that I am in a certain age, lately I have been reflecting on that. And to put more understanding, as someone that can go into the Akashic record with certain ease, and I have seen many past lives, most of the past life that I have seen as a woman, those women, they really had gone through the bad end of being a woman. And one of them, that could also explain why I ended up in Florence, in Italy for so many years. That she was a young girl at around 14, 15 years old. And from a poor peasant family background, she was raped by a noble, a Florentine noble. And through this tragedy came a son. And her life was, of course, totally ruined. On top of that, to cover up this untold story, this blemish from the noble family, they marry her off as a commodity, as part of a product to another man, so to cover up the tragedy that had happened in her life. And this time when I went back to Florence, I really felt her. I felt her pain. I felt her sorrow. I felt the unjust being done to her. And I think that is one of those examples to many, many women in their past life, what they have gone through. With that implanted in our DNA, we are sort of seeing love, seeing sexuality, the act itself, It's not loving. We may have children, I have children, but do we really ask us to our inner voice? Have we ever embraced sexuality, the sex and love from the unconditional, the divine love that we so deserve? The fact is, I think, as I have been pondering in the last few days, that is a really huge blockage in our psyche, in our emotional body, not only the physical body, but really deep inside our emotional body, to liberate us, to really like seeing the past lessons we have in both this lifetime and in our Akash. Whatever that had happened to us through this human consciousness, in a way of this matrix, there where love and sexuality were not, still not celebrated. The kind of slow loving, the exploration of our bodies with ourselves and with our partner had not been an act of this divine love. Me as a Vesta, when I changed my name to Akata Vesta, Vesta didn't come casually. I was studying in an exoteric group, and through many initiations that I have gone through with this group, out from the program, I was going through this process of knowing my soul essence. And one of those ascended masters or spirit, divine, that I was so blessed to have connection with, one of them was Mother Vesta. In astrology, we see Vesta as an asteroid, that she is a goddess of a temple, and with her there were the Vesta virgins that is holding the flame to protect the righteousness. And in Rome, there was and there still is that Vesta temple. But from what I have learned in the exoteric group, Vesta, she is the mother of our great central sun. And together with her, there is Helios, father of the great central sun. So that is Helios and Vesta, in a way that we can relate to Alpha and Omega. So through my connection with Mother Vesta, that I know I have really through my soul journey, outside even from this constellation, that I have had the honor to be with her in some kind of, I don't know, maybe past life, maybe through a certain stage of my soul journey. And being a Vesta, being the flame holder, and I was almost convinced that being her with her name, I would have limitation and in knowing and in really to start to really embracing the kind of divine love and sexuality as a human can experience. And while I was having my doubt, and should I change my name back from Akata Vesta to my legal name, the name that I was born with, and I call in Mother Vesta, and I say, why I can't be loved in all senses, love from an emotional part, love from the physical part, love from mental part, and as a consequences to arrive to my Buddhic self, higher self. And she came, and she came, and she said, why would you ever feel that you are being punished as a Vesta? Look up to the sun. There's no chain. There's no limitation. All that I give love. I give radiance. Our human interpretation of putting us always in those boxes, categorizing, giving meaning, at the end of the day, according to our human consciousness, not through the divine. That Vesta Virgin restriction is self-imposed. It's not from the divine. How can the divine not giving us all that we deserve? Which is love. Nothing but love. And through these few days of really being in trouble and doubt of who I am I still a Western, or should I go back to who I was as Genevieve? And through this channeling with Mother Vesta, really give me peace in knowing, in accepting all those tragedies, constraints, limitations that we have been going through. It's up to each of us to liberate the person, the soul that is in us, to shedding, cutting into pieces all those chains. And I can literally imagine Archangel Michael coming in with his sword, that cutting out all those chains, bonding us, binding us, limiting us in all those lifetimes. Still with difficulties, of course. It's not through just a transmission, a channeling, and we all of a sudden liberated. Everything is fine, everything is bliss. I still have a lot to go through. But I think somehow each of us, through a different path, through different people that we are in connecting with in our spiritual journey, we get to understand each day more of who we are, what our divine self here and now deserve to love and be loved. To liberate all this bondage in our 4 lower bodies, our physical, emotional, mental, and Buddhic bodies, so that we can be at one with the divine, to embrace everything that is beautiful, everything that's bring us joy, bring us love, bring us grace, to embrace it without self-sabotage, without self-limiting. We deserved it. And I think it is our divine gift to be here as a human, to feel this fullness of who we are and who we are with. In the next few days, I will do a video, a meditation on transmuting the sexual and love bondage through the transmission with Mother Vesta. And I think it is important we know her as the mother of our great sensual son, that through her radiate love and grace. Thank you to be here with me. The last message that I would like to give you was, after all these days of doubting, I was really in trouble, but the message that I received was, my heart is full of love. My heart is full of love. My heart is full of love. From my heart to yours. Akada, Vesta. Thank you.